NBC Football Night in America analyst and two-time Super Bowl champ, and somebody who should be in the Hall of Fame. Rodney Harrison, he'll be part of the NFL Kickoff Thursday. That'll be next Thursday as the Buccaneers host the Cowboys. Coverage begins at 7 Eastern. Football Night in America on NBC and Peacock. And Rodney Harrison, the former great defensive back, joining us on the program. How are you, Rod? You look like you want to hit somebody.
I'm a little down right now, Dan. I got some disturbing news. A former teammate of mine, David Patton, I guess he was involved in a motorcycle accident that took his life. I heard that his wife is in critical condition. I just got the news this morning, maybe about 20 minutes ago, and I'm devastated. He was such a great man of God, a great leader in our locker room, man, and I'm just heartbroken.
Would you rather do the interview another day?
No, I'm gonna finish it off, Dan. I'm okay, buddy. I appreciate you.
Can I bring you back to the 03-04 Patriots when you guys repeated? Because there's been that talk with Tom and trying to do this again with Tampa Bay. What was the key thing about that going into the 04 season that Belichick reminded you, or that was the most important thing about, hey, this is what we do and we can win it again?
Well, after the season, we never really discussed the Super Bowl. The biggest thing that he said, hey, this is a totally different team. It's a new season. No one talks about repeating. We focus on one game at a time. And really, he set the tone for that mindset. And, as much as we wanted to go forward and think about, oh, man, we got a chance to repeat, he always reminded us. But also, we had so many great veterans in that locker room that constantly, the Teddy Bruschi's of the world, Willie McGinnis, myself, Richard Seymour, all those guys constantly reminded not only the veteran players, but also the rookies that, hey, we haven't won anything. I mean, this year is his own individual year, and you have to focus on that.
What do you think Brady is telling his teammates?
One game at a time. Don't worry about last year, all those different things. But he's definitely letting them know, like, look, guys, we can win this, because the mindset is different. Like with the Patriots, you could really never be outwardly expressive as far as, hey, we want to repeat. But with Tampa Bay, I mean, it's a new regime. It's a lot of younger players with a great variety of some veteran players. So I think they openly will claim that, hey, they feel like they can repeat. Definitely. I think that's definitely in Tom Brady's mind.
When you don't have athleticism, you don't lose athleticism. So is Brady basically the same quarterback as you had when you were there with him in New England?
Yeah, and I think he has a whole heck of a lot of weapons around him. I mean, you look at the weapons. He's got Mike Evans. If he continues to go on the path that he's going to be a Hall of Famer. Antonio Brown arguably is a Hall of Famer. Gronk is a Hall of Famer. And they have that run game with the offensive line, the veteran coaching staff that made some great adjustments the second half of the season. And Tom, his eagerness, his desire to be the greatest. And Tom's always looking for that motivation. And I got some funny stories, but I can't tell them today about Tom and just that motivation. But yeah, man, he's really motivated and he's ready to go.
Wait. You can't say you have funny stories, but then you can't tell the funny story.
It takes too long, Dan. I mean, like on a different podcast or something like that, this is the Dan Patrick Show. You don't have 30 minutes to be wasting your time with me.
All right. Well, I know you used to frustrate him in practice, and because he was going against a pretty good secondary, and Brady was ultra competitive even in practice.
Yeah, he was. And the bad part about today's NFL, everyone's so caught up in an athletic quarterback. Well, Tom Brady won the most Super Bowls without being athletic. If you're smart, you're a great decision maker. Your teammates believe in you. And that's the biggest thing with Tom. Tom never wanted to disappoint his teammates. He always wanted to make sure that he wasn't the reason why we lost, that he wanted to be the reason why we won. And, just that mindset over 20 some years, man, it's just amazing to see how everything has transpired for him.
Did Mac Jones win the job or Cam Newton lose the job?
I think Mac Jones won the job. That's why I had nothing negative to say about Cam. I think, you look at Mac and everything that he did. He came in the first game, they put him in a no-huddle offense and let him just dink and dunk, let him throw the ball down the field, decide and you watch him play. I mean, the kid is accurate. He's smart. He's so poised. And, he's not afraid to get in somebody's face. I just love the kid. And I think that I never thought that Cam would get cut. But the fact that he got cut just shows me that Cam has a big personality, and you can't have somebody with that type of personality behind Mac Jones because you just don't know how it's going to affect the young quarterback, and it could potentially divide the locker room as well.
Does Cam play again?
Well, he has to decide if he's okay with being a backup quarterback because he's not going to be a starter in this league. If he wants to be a bridge quarterback or if he wants to be, say, a backup quarterback to someone, for a period of time, then yes. But I don't see Cam Newton sign with anyone and being their starter this year, next year, or even in the future.
When's the last time you cracked up Bill Belichick?
Cracked up?
Like made him laugh out loud?
I just think the last time that we when I got inducted to the Hall of Fame, the Patriots, I think it was 2019, we just had some old conversations and we hugged and we smiled and we laughed and it was just good to see Coach. But I think Coach has done a really great job of getting talent, surrounding this young man with talent. You look at their offensive line, it's going to be good, Dan. Yeah. They go 4 or 5 deep at the running back position. They always have good special teams, a better defense. I think their defense is going to be top 5, top 10. And this kid is set up to succeed right now. And I believe that they can push Buffalo for that division.
I think they're a playoff team for sure. And I agree. Yeah. That offensive line is going to be one of the top 5 offensive lines probably. And then you have all those running backs and you got the tight ends as well. It does feel like sort of what they did with Brady when they put Brady in there. You guys had a really good defense. And, at the time, Bill's going, just don't lose a game for us, it felt like. But go back to that Super Bowl when Tom wins his first, and instead of playing for overtime, and John Madden famously during the game is like, with Tom Brady there, they should be playing for overtime. Brady comes out in that 2-minute drill, leading you down for Vinatieri's kick. Like, what was that like, though, on the sidelines when all of a sudden you realize Belichick's letting Brady try to win this game? Oh, I think we froze up. Can you hear me, Rod? Once again, I thought I had a great question, and then he was really giving it great thought there.
Good setup, too.
Yeah, I know. Yes, McLovin.
Patriots maybe playing with the equipment as they've been known to do, the video equipment, maybe didn't want him answering that?
Oh.
Just conspiracy theory?
No.
Seaton's giving me a look.
Yeah. Anytime there's a negative Patriot story, Seaton's always... Have you ever agreed with any of the negative stories, Seaton, about the Patriots? Where you go, yeah, I could see that, or I agree with that.
Negative stories?
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? Give me an example.
Like Deflategate?
Oh, it's ideal gas law. They had it explained right away. Why hasn't the league ever released? The whole next year, the league spent a whole season testing all of the footballs and their air pressure.
Wait. Rodney's back.
BS.
I think. Rod, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Dan.
Okay. Take me back to that first Super Bowl Brady won. And when you guys are on the sidelines and he's trying to win, Belichick's letting him try to win that game instead of going into overtime.
Yeah, Dan, think about it. Tom's not built to try to tie the game. He's built, his mindset is no matter what situation that we're in, no matter what the circumstance is, Tom Brady is trying to win. And that's the confidence that we had in him, and that's why it didn't matter if you see Tom with 50 seconds, 40 seconds, a minute, 2 minutes. These are things that we've always worked on. And that's when Tom Brady really shines in those critical moments. And that's the thing that really separates him from everyone else.
He's Rodney Harrison, NBC Football Night in America analyst, 2-time Super Bowl champ. Do you care about the Pro Football Hall of Fame?
I do, to a certain point. I believe that I definitely deserve to be there, but also believe that, in time and when it's my time, I will go. I used to get caught up in, that guy, how did he go and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it's not even about that. It's about, when it's ultimately my time to go, I know God's going to lead the way and I'll be happy with it.
Who's the best defensive back, in your opinion?
In the league now?
No, that you ever played against.
I would say you have to put a guy like a Charles Woodson in that category. I think Charles, over the course of his career, he's shown so much versatility. A guy that can play outside, he's played inside as a nickel, he played as a linebacker, he's played as a deep safety. So a guy like that, to be able to be that productive over that many years and play a multitude of positions, I would think that, I would say when he retired, I called Charles or texted him through Peter King and was like, hey, I think you're the greatest defensive back of all time, because he can do everything at every single position.
Wow.
Like, Charles could have been a Pro Bowler at every single position in the secondary.
Most frustrating wide receiver that you faced?
Oh, it had to be Jerry. It would be Jerry Rice and Marvin Harrison, because no matter how much you hit Marvin Harrison, how much you jammed him, that little dude was always going to find a little way to get right there in the openings and catch the ball. Jerry Rice, because his relentlessness, his route running, his consistency, no matter how hard you hit him, he's going to come right back across the middle and look at you, say, that's all you got? Get up and run back to the huddle. So those two guys are definitely the most frustrating.
And you got fined for your hit on Jerry Rice, didn't you?
Yeah, I got to find like a full game check, and that was back in like 98, I think it was, or 2001, and they got me for about $150,000, man.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but it was worth it. It was worth it.
Now, do you write the check, or do they take it out of your?
Well, just put it like this. When you go and they're going to find you a game check, basically, you just don't collect your check. You just don't get that check. So it was just a Monday or a Tuesday that I just went in and said, hey, I just don't get paid this week. But it was nice knocking his head off.
What do you say to your wife when you say, hun, not getting paid this week?
Hey, we still got money. You still riding in a nice car. You still got a roof over your head. We'll be fine.
Who do you like more, the Rams or the Chargers?
The Rams. I think Matthew Stafford, I think he's going to do a great job. Can he get him to the Super Bowl? We'll see. I mean, he hasn't been in that situation before, but overall, them as a group, I like the continuity. I think Sean McVay is still a really solid head coach, and I think that defense will be good with Aaron Donald. So I would definitely give them. Look at the Chargers, man. The Chargers, over the years, they've had special teams issues. They've had penalties. They've always been just so
injuries,
undisciplined, and can't kick field goals, just all those different things. But I think slowly but surely, Brandon Staley will get this team back to where they need to be. And Derwin James coming back, he's going to be outstanding. Look for him to be Defensive Player of the Year. Aaron
Rodgers, more likely to stay or less likely to stay if the Packers are successful? I would say if they win a Super Bowl, I can say, they'll probably extend them and give them a big contract. But if they don't win the Super Bowl, and it's just really disrespectful from a Packers organization standpoint, like no matter how much Aaron Rodgers frustrates you, he's great. He's great, and he doesn't deserve to be treated the way they treated him. How can Aaron Rodgers ever go into a season worrying about his contract? How does that happen? Like, he is that great of a player where he should never have to worry about his contract. Like Tom should have never had to worry about his contract. Those dudes you take care of because they love football. They're passionate about it. They put team first, and they should be rewarded. And I just don't understand, like, who's ever running the Green Bay Packers, why would you even put your team in a situation like this, let alone Aaron Rodgers having to come out publicly? And it's all a distraction. And your goal is to win a Super Bowl. I think it's going to affect him going into the season. Well, if they gave him a heads up and said, we're drafting Jordan Love, that doesn't mean he was going to be happy that they were drafting Jordan Love. I think they were betting on Aaron Rodgers. His numbers were going to continue to drop. He had 2 subpar seasons for him, and they thought, okay, the end is near. We're going to draft Jordan Love. I understand what their logic was. But can you give him a heads up that you're going to be drafting a quarterback? Or, well, even if you do or if you don't, you still have to go to him out of respect. And to me, if I'm running an organization as a general manager, I'm pulling Aaron to the side and I'm letting them know, hey, our plan is this. Our plan is to draft this young man, let him learn 2 or 3 years behind you, and let you do your thing. And by that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come and we're going to do a new contract to let you know that that's our intention. But they didn't do that with Aaron Rodgers. They didn't show him the respect or the loyalty that he deserved, and he had a right to be pissed off. I've been working on my Belichick impersonation. Let me see it. Rodney, I think you're a Hall of Famer. It's great to talk to you, and I wish you the best, NBC. I'm glad that guy Dan Patrick's not on there anymore. So just want to wish you a good season. Okay.
Dan, that is spot on, especially the part about he said he wished Dan Patrick was on there.
I tell the audience and the Danettes, that time we were at the Jets game, Patriots-Jets, might have been the butt fumble, and Belichick comes out of the tunnel, and you and Tony Dungy are there, and he's like shaking your hands, and then I was next in line, and then he walked right by me.
Hey, I had the same experience. I think it was in Dominic and Sue. He walked up to Coach, and, I had said some things about him in the past, and I'm on the sideline, and he walks up to me, and he shakes Coach's hand, and I'm looking at the biggest guy I've ever seen in my life, one of the toughest, meanest dudes. I'm like, I hope this dude just doesn't backslap me. And he gave me the dirtiest look and walked away. I was like, God bless. I'm glad I'm okay.
Hey, great to talk to you as always. Good luck this season. Thank you again for joining us, buddy.
Anytime, Dan. Good to see you, bro.
Thank you, man. That's Rodney Harrison, NBC Football Night in America. Won back-to-back Super Bowls there.